Welcome.
Welcome in, folks. It's Ray and Mike. It's the Know Nothings podcast episode
49.
49. We're almost to the half-century mark.
We are.
Pretty good.
What should we do for number 50?
I don't know. Maybe talk about aliens. That'd be different.
That'd be different. You know, I kind of messed up and I got these buttons backwards. Like you're going to watch the screen now to see like if it freezes up.
Okay. Yeah.
Really, in like how you do AV stuff is like the button that's you should be the button that's close to you.
Close to you.
But I accidentally got it opposite on this one. So now when I push the button close to you, it's
gonna
me.
Go to you. Yeah.
And now the button that's supposed towards
that's disappointing.
me
You'll figure it out.
Disappointing.
You'll figure it out.
We'll get it worked up. I just got to remember to do that. Is all I got to remember to do. And I hope the sound comes out right on this one.
I hope so too. That's a beautiful new mic you have there. I just wanted to compliment that thing.
This is the Neumann U87.
I was going to say, tell everyone about that mic.
It's a mic that's been around for a long time. It's industry standard on. It's not good for podcasts, but I bought it. I paid a lot of money for it, so I'm going to use it and I'm going to make it work.
I think it's going to be great for the podcast.
I don't know. I think it is too. I think you are going to sound a lot better on that mic than the other mic I had. Man, I really got to get used to this thing doing what it's doing.
That may just take some reps. I think you'll be okay once you get a little practice.
It's going to take me some reps. So, like, that's not you, that's you.
Yep. Perfect.
But anyway, this microphone is, it's like, I got it so I could record studio stuff, and it sounds amazing. Like, everybody's used this microphone for everything. But the problem is I have, like, now that I moved into this house, the air conditioner's going right now. You could probably hear it. You can probably hear the air conditioner.
Because it's going to pick up every little nuance.
It picks up every little thing.
Yeah.
If you got it cranked up, it will. I've got it kind of toned down a little bit for this. But if it was cranked up like studio, we've got a whole booth we built to put it in and everything. We're going to hang something from the ceiling.
Any new Hinkle music on the horizon? Show you off. There's the Hinkle shirt if you guys need any merch for. And go to Spotify, check out Hinkle. Sold My Soul for Middle Management.
I still got the one song. I've got like 3 songs that I'm doing that I haven't completely finished out yet. So go search Hinkle on any
platform, anywhere you can stream music.
Any platform where you can stream music. And
what all did you and Sean get done the other day?
We got
some stuff in the can or what?
Well, we've got a lot done as far as getting the songs like how they're supposed to go done, and I think we're ready. Now that I got this microphone. And I've ordered some things to record acoustic guitars with. The way we're going to record the acoustic guitar is I ordered it's a pickup that goes inside, like you put it in the hole, and it has a microphone in the guitar. Then you have the out of the guitar, and then I'm going to use this to record what the guitar sounds like outside of the guitar. And we're gonna take those 3 things, and it's kind of like what everybody does to make it sound really great.
Yeah.
You take that, and then you mix those 3 sounds
layer
together.
them,
and you layer them together, layer them together, and mix them like that. But
I can't wait to hear it.
It's gonna sound really good. I think it's gonna sound real good.
Yeah,
I've got hold on, my stuff. I'm just gonna release them here and there, but I'm working. I've got 3 more songs I'm gonna do. I've got them pretty much done except for vocals. I gotta do the vocals.
Well, you'll knock those out in a day.
Yeah, I'm gonna knock those out in a day.
Yeah.
Well, not in a day. I want to do like the thing about the.
You don't think you get your vocals done for your song in a day? Sure.
Well, it's I've got to.
You can do 100 takes in a day.
You can't. What do you mean? Your voice. What about your voice? Your voice messes up.
Well, yeah.
And I've got people coming in and out of here constantly doing laundry and stuff. I mean, it's right in my house. It's just like for real. Like I have to I tell them don't do laundry. I'm in here like recording.
What happened to your door?
The dog did that. Yeah, the dog. The dog does not like thunderstorms.
Yeah,
so he tore the door up. I could get a shot of that, but
that was a pissed off doggy.
Oh yeah, that dog was pissed.
He's not having it.
So also I've been working out in the garage instead of going to the gym. I bought some
kettlebells.
I bought some kettlebells. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty good workout.
You can burn your ass off on a kettlebell.
The thing about kettlebells is it gets all those little spots that you're not used to getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love kettlebells.
I got a bar, and I bought a bunch of Olympic rubber weights, and I've just been doing all bar stuff.
How much did you buy?
It's like 245s, 235s, 225s.
Oh, we'll get a lift after this.
250. We could.
Yeah, we'll go get a lift after this. I'm always down for a lift.
I'm gonna buy a cage to go out there so I can actually do.
So you can host cage fighting.
Do work.
Oh yeah.
Do some real lifting work. But so that's going to be the end of me going to the gym forever, and I'm going to work out. I work out every morning in the garage.
It's so hard at home. It's hard for me to. During COVID, I was doing all body weight work and stuff. It's just so hard to stay, like, when you're in the recliner and you're comfortable and you get into a show or a video or something. It's like, do I stop this movie I'm really into and start doing push-ups or
put it outside? Do it outside.
Oh, I know. It's still hard to when you. It's for me. It's like the environment. Like when I go in the gym, I'm in there, so I'm like, well, I'm doing gym shit now. At the house, it's like, yeah, I'm going to work out in a minute. You're like, but first, some Rocky Road ice cream. And then you're like, start eating the Rocky Road. You're watching a little Top Gun or whatever. And you're like, well, shit, I don't know. I'll work out after the movie. And then the movie ends. And you're like, well, the sports highlights are on now, so I've got to watch those. And it's like easy to put off at the house for me. I'm like,
I'm the opposite. Like I wake up in the morning and before my phone starts ringing, I want to get a good solid like workout.
Just go. You just get up and go. If you can do that, I just always find it harder. And I like home workouts and doing shit at home and getting busy, but gosh, it's just harder to motivate myself than it is at the gym. Because at the gym, the stuff's all there, and now you've got weights, so stuff is here. It's not all body weights or kettlebells or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. I'm doing it. I'm just gonna do like all the powerlifting stuff. There's really just 4 things you do:
bench, squat, deadlift, and military press, and then that's 80% of your work, 20% accessories, and you're good. You'll build a rock.
Yeah,
you can build a.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You can build a badass. That's all. Like everything that's not bench, squat, deadlift, and military press is doing some good, but it ain't. But if you want to get stronger and more muscular. And those are the ones, right? That's right. You attack those 4. You could attack one of those, and then you go do some accessories. So if you're doing bench, you go do some tricep work at the end. 4 or 5 exercises of tricep work. You're good on the day.
You want to hear something really funny?
Love to.
When I get the rack, I'm going to quit drinking completely.
No way. I don't believe you.
I said, did you want to hear something funny?
Yeah, it was funny.
I think I'm just gonna work out.
Well, you don't have a rack right now?
Is it like? No, the like a rack to do everything.
A squat rack.
Yeah, a squat rack with the things to do the, everything with.
What do you have now for like bench and squat?
Well, I'm doing the bench from the ground.
Floor presses.
Floor press. That's all I got on the concrete.
That's way harder.
Making it happen.
Do way less weight.
I'm not doing a lot of weight right now.
Can't do very much on a floor press anyway.
No.
It's way harder.
I'm not doing a lot of weight right now.
How do you even get it?
I'm burning calories right now.
How do you get it? You have a place where you can rack it?
No, I just, I'm not using a lot of weight.
Yeah.
I'm not like throwing 2 45s and a 35 on there and doing bench press from the ground. I'm not doing that.
What are you doing? Just get something you can lay down
No,
with?
I'll use like the 20s or the 25s.
And how do you...
I lay down and I pick it up.
And you're just picking it up over your
down to my elbows. I mean, it like
usually
I hit
when
the
I do
ground right here.
Yeah, when I do floor press,
it's above me.
Yeah, floor press is in like in a rack or whatever. You can rest them on the rack, or you can bring them down there. So it's a lot. I'm just wondering how you were positioning yourself.
Just I could show you, but it's just like laying down on your back on the concrete
and getting busy.
Roll it up to you and lift it up, and then
go from there
down here. You don't get full. You don't get to come down.
You
here.
Couldn't unless you were 400 pounds and your chest was out to here. Double D's.
You know what? Okay, so the working out thing, I'm gonna hit it hard when I get the rack because I get out there in the morning. You can do a lot of stuff with the bar. I'm doing squats with low weight because I don't know where to set it.
Rack it. Yeah, of course. If you can put.
So I'm just kind of like
you can squat with your body weight.
I'm just burning like calories. Yeah, is what the whole deal is.
Sure.
And I mean, I'm
still builds a great foundation.
270. I'm 270 right now.
Still.
Yeah.
Is it diet, Mike?
Here's the problem I have. When I work out in the morning for like 30, 45 minutes like that,
you go eat.
I am starving all day. Like I am ravenous. Like my body's like eat
a chicken breast and broccoli.
That's what I do, but I don't get full on that. I'm just have to like
3 chicken breasts and 2 broccoli.
You know what my problem is ramen noodles. I ate too many ramen noodles.
So much sodium, bro.
So much sodium, and it's too much. It's carbs. Lots of carbs.
Carbs are good but carbs aren't great when you're carbs aren't great when you're 270 and you're trying to be 230.
A bunch of carbs. Like,
well, they are if you're lean and mean and you're super active.
but
like
I'm not lean and mean.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
You're not there yet.
I'm not there yet.
But you don't look 270 right now.
Oh, I'm 270.
Maybe it's the black shirt. Black's very thinning.
Black's very thinning. It helps me out. That's why I got the shirt in black. But the whole thing with all the workout stuff. Once I get the cage in there, it's on, because I get out there in the morning and I do it, and I'm kind of bored at the moment because I'm like, man, I need this cage.
I need a cage. I want
I want to be able to do everything. I want to do.
So last podcast I did finish my 5x5 and I did get back to 300. I hit 300 the other day.
You did?
Yep. So
That's
pretty excited
awesome.
about that. I've been on about a year and a half hiatus since I was able to get 300 up, but
Really?
got it up barely. It wasn't pretty, but it was up.
Why a year and a half?
It just went down to like 265, 270. Had to train back up. And when you get to a certain level of strength, for me, that number is like 265, 270. 5 pounds gets hard to gain. When you're trying to, if you're going like benching for say 225 to 250, that jump may come fast, but then it's like 250 to 260 slow, and 260 to 270. When you get to a certain level, it's not like you can just go, because when you got back down to 260, 270, I just couldn't. It just took me a long time to build back up to 300.
Right.
Finally, I just had to commit to it 2 months ago and go, I'm going to train. I'm going to do a 5x5, and I'm going to get to there.
So, do you do do you do the bench, the squat, and and then add it up and see where you're at every year? Or do you,
I used to, but I can't squat and deadlift anymore.
yeah, I don't want to deadlift.
If I could,
my back.
if I'm cool. If I'm anywhere, I like all my I can't really squat and deadlift because of my hip and my knee. But when I could, I'm good with 300 on. If I'm 300 plus on all the lifts, 4 on my dead, 4 on my squat, 3 on my bench. Those are great numbers. That's put you at.
That's pretty awesome.
1,000 to 1,100, I'm happy. But I couldn't do that right now. Really, I just do bench. So now with my squats, I do body squats and lunges. That's kind of my leg work because of the hip and the leg. So I just do a ton of body squats and lunges. I do lots of body weight stuff anyway. Really, I do, as far as free weights, I do bench press, inclines, declines, shoulder press, military presses, and that's it. So my deadlift, I'll do deadlift with just dumbbells. Does that make sense? And then tons of body squats with kettlebells and dumbbells. Haven't put a barbell on my back in probably 6 months, and I hadn't deadlifted really in probably a year. Just something happened, my hip came out of place a little bit, so it's just really makes it unfun.
I hurt my back a couple years ago, just warming up deadlifting. My back popped.
Yeah, you got to.
And it took me a month and a half to be normal again.
What I'm going to start back deadlifting as soon as, and I'm just going to start real light because it's such a good full. There's nothing like the deadlift to work your full body, like your calves, your thighs, your core, your chest. The deadlift really is a great lift. I hate that I'm not doing them right now, and I'm going to jump back on them soon. That's my commitment.
Start light.
It's got to start at 95 pounds.
Yes, super light. I went to. Here's the thing that happened today. I was selling some stuff on eBay. All eBay is a bunch of scammers, man.
I haven't been on in a decade.
I haven't either. And I was like, I'm going to try eBay to sell some things because I would sell some things on Marketplace. And Marketplace is a nightmare.
Yeah.
To sell things. You go on Marketplace and you have an indoor bike thing that I was selling, and I was like, these are I don't know, $150, $200 new, and I've never used it. It's brand new. Take a picture of it. $50. Somebody come get it. This guy's like, I'd
take 30?
Can I, I'm coming from Monroe, and it's a 30-minute drive. Can you take $20 off of that? I'm like, what? Do you want it or not?
Who gives a shit where you're coming from? It's $50, homie.
It's $50. It's like a $250, $200 indoor cycling thing that hooks up to your bike. It's brand new. It's perfect.
Did you end up selling it?
No, I was just like, dude.
He wanted you to take money off because he's making a 30-minute drive.
Yes, unbelievable. These people I deal with. I
just don't even do it.
Well, let me just try eBay. So I go on eBay, and I put something on eBay. Well, it's just Scambay. So a guy puts his bid in, so it goes through, he wins, and then he sends me a message saying, can you send it to this address? And it's not the same name that bid on it and won. It's a different name. Oh, hey, I'm the guy who won that. Can you send it to me at this address? And I said, well, that's not how it works. Whatever. I said, go ahead and pay for it. And wherever you pay for it, the address that you pay for it with
That's where
is where you send it. eBay's like, don't do that. Don't do it. This is a total scam. So I sent him. I was like, dude, this is a total.
Did you report to eBay or something?
Oh yeah, I reported.
And
eBay.
they told you no, that's
but
not how it
every time
works.
I deal with eBay and I try to sell some, I paid like $10 just to get to them to promote it so people would see it. Mm-hmm. And like I guess I'm gonna get to do it again and they're gonna. I get my $10 back, or they do it again. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet with it, but it's just everybody's trying to scam everything. I look up the address that he told me to send it to, and it's like a drop ship place in Germany. So either A, this guy hacked into this person's eBay and bid on it, and then told me send it somewhere else, or he saw that it ended and he was like, "Hey, send it here," thinking I would.
That's
just
probably
send it
what
to
happened.
him, and I'm just waiting for the other guy to pay for it.
Yeah, he's gonna wait for the other guy to pay for it, and then he gets the product.
That's what he's trying, or he was gonna pay for it with something. I don't know. It's just I don't think like a criminal, so I don't know how they'll
have all kinds of. I don't know how anybody falls for some of this shit, because some of this shit they'll be like, well, if you go ahead and get me a Visa gift card for $50, then I'll pay you $50 over your asking price. Like, it's just
but there's rules set up on eBay. It's like when you pay for it. Whoever pays for it, whatever that account is linked up to with that address, that's where you send it.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, hey, send it to this address. I'm not going to be there. And I'm like, well, you aren't even the same name. What am I, a moron?
People must fall for that all the time. I'm sure.
I don't know.
Older people.
And he probably thought I started a new eBay account because back in the day, this is a funny story. This is a pretty good one. Back in the day when eBay first started, I'm talking like 2001. 2000 maybe
long time ago.
99
yeah,
like way early. I was going to Bonnie and Clyde trade days and buying fake Oakleys and selling them on eBay. But when I sold them on eBay, I told people these aren't real Oakleys.
Yeah,
these aren't real, not real.
Yeah,
and still I had one guy was like, "Oh man," I was like,
"How much were you buying them for and selling them for?" Was it good?
I think I was buying them for $10 and selling them for $25.
And people were buying them.
And people were buying them.
Yeah.
And the only problem was they did say Oakley on them on the nose, so that's what got me.
Yeah.
So like one guy came back and was like, "Oh, dude, you burned me," and I was like, "What do you mean I burned you?" They say right there these are not real.
Yeah.
They're just plastic-looking Oakleys, and they're
knockoff Oakleys.
They're knockoffs.
Yeah,
they're like molds.
But you advertised. That
advertised they were knockoffs, and this went on for a while, and this is the first guy that was like, "Oh, you got me," and I was like, "I didn't get you. Send them back to me then, and I'll send you your money back. No big deal." Well, no, he didn't do that. Next thing I know, I'm getting like letters, and I got served by Oakley. This is like 23 years ago.
Yeah.
Served by Oakley that they were going to sue me.
Yeah.
And
well, you can't be selling.
And I was a kid. I was like 20.
Now that you can't be doing that, right?
Yeah,
you can't
right.
Sell fraudulent.
Well, I was 20 years old. I had no idea. I'm just trying to make like I'm a business person. I'm just trying to make money.
Yeah.
Just trying to make money any way I can. Back when I was 20.
Yeah.
So like they were like, okay, we won't prosecute you or what. They're pulling out, scaring the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about life.
Yeah.
I'm 20. I'm an idiot.
Right.
So they were like, if you tell us where you're getting these, we won't worry about it, and we won't bother you. And I was like, okay, well, I'm getting them. This is gonna be funny because this never gets out. I'm the guy who brought down Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
But I said, well, I'm getting them at Bonnie and Clyde trade days. And the next time we went to Bonnie and Clyde trade days, there were customs agents out there shutting everything down.
Really?
There were probably 50 agents ascended on Bonnie and Clyde. Remember they had fake Hilfiger bags?
Oh, look,
2020.
When Bonnie,
the 2000?
That came out, that started when I was in junior high, Bonnie and Clyde trade days. I used to go get all my music.
They had burned CDs,
it'd be like
everything.
I'd get like a Sabbath or a Metallica cassette, that you'd open it up, it'd just be a black and white copy of like Master of Reality, and then it's white on the no liner notes. I don't know better though. And then the tape would be obviously. But I was like, hell, I'm getting music. I'm getting tapes for $2.
Yeah, well, they were selling CDs then too and stuff. So I'm walking around and there's all these custom agents. They're like, we walk up to this booth and this guy's like he like makes belts.
Yeah.
And he has a bunch of CDs, and the customs like guys like you can't buy. He's like the CDs aren't for sale, but you can buy the belts. Blah blah blah. I brought down Bonnie and Clyde Trade Day.
That's wild.
Isn't that funny?
They're probably like, "Oh the hell, what the hell happened? We've been selling this bootleg crap for
Shit
years,
for
and
years.
everybody now they're showing up and shutting us all down."
Right.
It was not. It was all boot. Everything was bootleg.
Everything was bootleg.
Fake polos,
It was
fake music, fake.
Yeah, there was just everything fake. Everything bags, everything, and then like
But it was a great time. People in Beale Parish were able to go get Louis bags and all this for $20 and $100. And
you knew it wasn't real though.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like stitched hill figure. You like wear it and it like ruins your nipple.
I figured
for,
it
like,
out
a
when I
week.
bought one of the tapes I bought, and like the album cover was like at an angle, like from the bad.
Oh yeah, they're just ripping it up, bro.
And it was on like like literal copy paper, like cut and then put into the cassette.
Right.
Like Radiohead.
Right, Radiohead and like
Nirvana.
Nirvana. Like,
But it was the actual music, but then it would be like it was like a recording of a recording of a recording. So it sounded like they recorded. It's like, why'd they record this Sabbath album in like a cave?
right, I know. It sounds like
with a guy.
this is the recording of
Yeah.
like the first real deal
Yeah.
of what they did. It sounds
Secret
like
demo.
But did you ever have a sarsaparilla, Bonnie and Clyde? Oh man, those were good.
Sarsaparilla lemonade? Or
No,
is that a drink?
sarsaparilla it was like a regular.
We should go
root
check.
beer.
We should go check that place out. I hadn't been in about 30 years.
We should go one
And see
weekend
if- and document and
video
see if there's
a
any
little
bootleg.
bit, see what's up.
Well, let's go. We'll go to the next one. When is the next
and
one?
they're
They're still doing them.
They're still doing them, and you know it's the same people. So
It's
like,
been 23 years. They're long forgot about that happening.
just probably the same people. I'm gonna go at. We should go ask people. We should go and like ask people like, hey, were you here when like?
Did they take all your Tommy
Did they
bags?
take all your? I can't believe, but people are just bootlegging that shit. So I brought it down. I brought it down a notch.
You brought it down a notch. It's still rolling though.
It's still rolling.
They
It's still going.
I wonder if they took all their stuff. You know, those people were pissed.
Oh man, of course they took it. Like they, they're just copyright infringing on everything.
On everything.
It's not real stuff.
Yeah, it's totally illegal.
It's 100% illegal. I wasn't gonna go to jail for Bonnie and Clyde, so that's,
No.
At 20 years old, that's not happening.
You rolled on everybody like I'm
I
squealing.
squealed
Yeah.
like a pig, boy. I rolled
Turn-
over everybody.
turning like a rotisserie chicken.
I was like, well, who are? Oh, Bonnie and Clyde Trade Days. Da, 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 da.
That's awesome.
What's the address? I have no idea. You'll find it.
It's easy.
You're lawyers.
Yeah. Hey, but
Could you imagine? I'm 20 years old. I'm shitting my pants. I was actually selling a lot of these glasses, and I would go and I would just buy like trays of them, and then take pictures of them and put them on eBay.
so you just go buy a couple $100 worth, turn on sale for $400 or whatever.
Yeah, it was just, and I was 20, so it's
good little hustle.
Good
You
little
were buying
hustle.
you were buying their bootlegs at retail and then selling them at extra retail online.
Yeah, but I was
Which
just-
still goes on now.
A lot of people like in California were buying them. I shipped a lot to California, and this one guy decided to be a douchebag, and I told him they were fake. The only problem was they said Oakley on them. If they wouldn't have said Oakley on them,
You got to make them say
100%
Roakley
fine.
or something. That's
Roakley.
the
I
only
should have like taken a pen and like made one of the A's like an R. Or
Apollo Association.
Apollo.
Yeah, you just have to change. Just it's like Vanilla Ice said. It's that little bitty ting. Theirs goes ding 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 ding. Ours goes ding 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 ding. It's that little bitty ching. It's not the same.
It's not the same. It's completely different. It's a completely different song.
That's how he tried to sell. That was the greatest. I was like,
well,
good sales job, Vanilla.
Let's see. What was the one? The John? No. Who's the red haired kid?
Carrot Top.
No, the musician.
Tyler Childers.
No, Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
He there was like a song like I don't know 6 months ago, 8 months ago that he got in trouble with, and they proved that he didn't plagiarize it or whatever.
Oh, because he was.
They basically have to. It's really hard to like.
Well, at some point, every note's been played, right? Like, so you can't That's why riffs aren't songs and drum beats aren't songs, and
Also,
songs
there's-
are lyrics and melody. And
Also, there's music theory, so like certain chords come after certain chords that make chords
make things sound beautiful,
to make an arrangement. So it's not like you can fuck around with that, and it doesn't sound right if you don't do it right. It sounds like shit.
Yeah.
So like you got like so obviously, but these kind of lined up a little bit, but in court you have to actually be like they have to show that you actually like looked at the arrangement or the notation or whatever and was like, I'm stealing that.
I'm doing that exactly.
You have to, which is so hard to prove. I mean, I'm on YouTube the other day and this thing comes up. This guy's playing a piano and he's playing 4 chords and he goes, 4 chords, and he's singing all these songs. 4 chords. You too can learn
and he makes
thousands of songs.
And it makes every song work, yeah.
And every song goes together, and he's playing like and She Will Be Loved, and like all these songs. It's 4 chords, exactly the same, and it's 1,000 songs.
Oh yeah, and
it's just 4 chords.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's impossible to like The great thing about being in a band is you get people together and you create something that doesn't sound like anybody else if you're not trying to sound
because somebody
like
adds that
else.
little bitty ting.
Because there's a ting. There's a ting to it.
Yeah, somebody adds a little bitty ting. When the riff, although the riff may sound just like this other riff, there's a bass line going over it or a keyboard part going on it that makes it different and unique. And
or a melody.
And a key change
and the melody is completely different. Everybody has different tone, which is great. I saw this really funny.
Melody's the song. That's what melody is the song. Melody and lyrics. That's the song.
I saw this TikTok. This black dude was like on TikTok. He was like, "Hey man, hey white folks, what happened to y'all's bands, man?" He's like, "Where is it?" He's like, "I fucking love rock music." And he's like, "What? Why does every white guy now want to be a producer or a rapper or something?" He's like, "What happened to all these awesome rock bands?" I grew up listening to rock bands, and he was younger, so he was like All American Rejects, and like he named a bunch of like bands that I wouldn't consider rock, but rock bands, and he was like, why isn't anybody doing rock music? What's up, white guys? Do it.
The white guys need to do it.
He's like, I need the big badass drummer who's back there and mean, and then like the lead singer who's got the great hair. The lead singer, your son has the great hair. He's the lead singer. He's like, I need the guy with the great hair and all this stuff, and it's hilarious because he's so right. He's like, where are these guys? He's like, where are you at?
They're out there. They're toiling in the underground right now because like
it's not because everything is. I'm a white mumble rap producer.
Well, just think everything's cyclical. All that stuff comes back. Like rock never dies. It falters, and then it comes. Yeah. Disco. Disco overtook it in the late 70s, and then it just came storming back.
But the rock people were like, "Fuck disco."
Yeah, but they were such a minority voice. Like like people don't realize that. Like they were such a minority voice. If you look at 1978, 1979, 1980, 1981, and you go through the charts, it's just disco and new wave. That's it. And then it's till Van Halen gets on the scene and to more. It just comes in cycles.
Here's something that do you like Kylie's son? He's 21, 22, something. Mm-hmm. He was like, "Hey, listen to this music. It's really awesome." And it's like 90s pumpkin-y stargazer, like like that, and like that's kind of making its way back into these younger dudes.
Yep, like
stuff. And I was like, man, I wrote so many songs that sound like that.
Yeah, that's what like you can get a ton of. There's like Morning Moon was getting a ton of traction. There's an audience out there for it. It's just smaller at the moment, and you got to build. You know, it's just that stuff comes in waves, and it probably always will. But I think dudes with guitars and bass and drums and keys and vocals will always have its place in the sun. But yeah, right now for sure, and right now, it's just people like to be themselves, singular, get locked in the studio, make all the sounds with the keys. You can make all the instrumentation from your studio, from your computer. So a lot of people aren't in bands because they can, let me just sample this drum part, and the drum part plays. Oh, I can pull this guitar piece up, and they can just piece the whole piece of music together. But I think there's something special and collaborative about a group of guys or girls getting together and making that sound, making that unique sound. I just think that's always going to have its place. But in the current climate in 2023, what you mainly see is one man shows. It's you don't have to be able to work with other people nowadays. You can be a one man show. You can come on there and do everything from the computer. And I think that's what even a lot of your rock acts want to do, that because it's really hard for 3 or 4 or 5 personalities to get together. Get along.
Oh my
have
God.
the same vision, be on the same page, and fight those struggles that's going to be for 5 to 7 years until you are making a living. People don't understand the challenge involved in that with so many different personality types and dynamics.
It's so hard with different people. Usually you have to have a leader. And everybody has to agree that this guy's our leader and he writes these really great songs. And then you can have another guy that's also good. It's usually the lead singer who plays guitar or not that writes songs, and then the guitarist who also writes songs.
Yeah, that's typically the songwriting formula. It really is.
And then they do it. It's like Jonathan and me, or like Sean and me, and then we had another guitarist, John, who also, like, anything, like, you have to meld together. But somebody has to be the guy that you go, oh damn, man, when I do this and you do that, it's crazy amazing. So I'm just gonna keep going with you.
Yeah, that's right.
And that doesn't happen a lot now because all this stuff you have now, you can sit down on your computer.
People are like, fuck it. They're like, fuck this drummer. I'll get this. I'll do it right here.
Yeah, I'll just do it here, and I'll make the best drum sounds I can ever do. You can record and do anything you want. It doesn't have to be real people.
Still missing a piece of humanity.
Also, there's a thing I just found that I will not use, but it's like, it sounds really great to have, but you put your lyrics in, and you put what your chords are, and it comes up with your melody for singing it. Like, it comes up with the melody.
Oh my!
It comes up with different melodies.
Were you able to open that? Video I sent you about the robot concert?
No, I was not.
So
I couldn't open it. I told you I couldn't open it. Then I searched, but all I could find was all I found was a bunch of like SpongeBob SquarePants AI live. These were actual robots. It was AI music, and the robots were on stage playing it. Are you serious? Robots playing?
Oh yeah.
Where was this?
I don't know. I just showed video.
AI music with real robots.
Real robots playing on stage. They were doing a concert. They were they're going to be on tour, as far I think.
Robots on tour? It's a great name. It's a great name.
I don't know if that's the name.
Robots on tour is awesome.
But they're like, because it was basically, the article was like, not only is AI happening like this, but it's like, we'll also have these. They'll be able to do a whole show. It's a whole production. The lights, the robots, you got the guitar, bass drums.
Oh man, when like Columbia Records and everybody gets a hold of AI, they're just gonna make their own music and own tour people. And like, why would we deal with humans? They get on drugs and they have problems and feelings and families and kids. They got to be home for stuff. We'll just tour these robots all the time.
Yeah.
This is going to get really crazy.
Well, they've already done 2 tours with holograms. So I know Tupac did a hologram deal and Dio did a hologram deal.
Would you go to a hologram tour of Tupac?
Might be pretty cool. I'm a huge Dio guy. I probably would go.
I'm a huge Tupac fan. Yeah. It might be really cool. I mean, what about if they did like the Beatles? Like you could see the Beatles live.
They said the Dio was like. They said it looks like Dio ascending from the rafters, and he's standing on stage and is belting it out, and he's right up front.
They could make it even crazier, where like every girl in the crowd has Dio standing in front of them, serenading her.
Yeah,
like a song. I mean, you could do it. You could pay for that.
So
package.
I think people are going to the concerts because like there's a lot of kids that are under 40 that never got to see Dio, and it's like, well, shit, here, and you can put him up there at any age you want him. You could make the hologram be 38-year-old Dio, yeah. 45, whichever version you prefer. You can just put that hologram. There he is at 37. That was his peak. Play him right there.
Some of these things sound really cool, and then some of them to me upset me.
Yeah.
Like, why should I even try to write anything musically? Well, who cares?
Am I going to be able to do better than the AI?
Do better than an AI.
You would be. That's been the argument.
It's just unique though to me, but everybody listening are like, well, that sucks. It's like I got an AI that writes punk songs that are way better than this.
Or what it really sucks is like any 12-year-old now can go, that's a cute pop punk song, Hinkle. Watch, I'm going to create one in 30 seconds on my app. But there's my pop punk song, and it's going to be better than yours.
Yeah,
just
of
as
course.
good.
Of course. Oh man.
But there's something about humans doing human shit, right? Like that's got
Of course.
just in general.
Of
Like,
course.
I mean, obviously, one day we'll be able to have like, ooh, we could go to Vegas and watch two AIs fight. But that's not like watching two people fight.
No. Oh, I would never want to.
Or we
that
go to the-
sounds like it's unless it's like this. Unless it's like, do you want to watch Abraham Lincoln fight Darth Vader?
Yeah, that would be.
like, fuck yeah.
Well, you know that's what it would be. You know Abraham Lincoln's a badass too, right? You know.
Oh yeah.
You know
he's a
like
vampire hunter.
Well, no,
Have
he's
you ever
like-
seen that movie?
Yeah, but you know, in real life, he's like an undefeated wrestler.
Abraham Lincoln,
Abraham Lincoln was like the most feared man in the world. He was like
our president.
like 100.
Well,
He's
not
in
my
the
president.
he's in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. He's like 176-0 in wrestling.
What are you talking about?
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, top hat. Abraham Lincoln.
Before
looked
that,
like an ape.
before that, he was out kicking ass all
Really?
day. Oh yeah, professional ass kicker. They said nobody want no part of Abraham Lincoln.
Well, that's why he won.
He was undefeated in his career. He's in the Hall of Fame, Wrestling Hall of Fame.
That's pretty kick ass.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's not real. We have done crossed over into a timeline that is fucked up.
Let me see if I can if that is real or not. I swear that I've heard that. I'm gonna.
I think we are truly living in not reality. This isn't a reality that we were living in 15 years ago.
Here you,
Anyway.
let's get in. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say 100 and something and 0? 300 and 0. Here we go. Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln is one of the most famous politicians in history, but it is less known that he had an equally impressive wrestling career. Before the 16th president of the United States started grappling with political opponents, he was throwing down rivals on the mat. To some degree, it makes sense. Honest Abe was tall, the strongest man in the area, and boasted natural athleticism. As a teenager, when he wasn't doing agriculture work, the Kentucky native competing in catch-as-catch-can wrestling, also known as catch wrestling, a predecessor to the WWE, which is a tough hand-to-hand version of the sport that was included in the Olympic Games 1904. Elements of the sport can be seen in freestyle wrestling, blah, 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 blah. Abraham Lincoln is a legendary wrestling story.
Really?
Abraham Lincoln was county wrestling champion at the age of 21. After moving to the village of New Salem, Illinois, the owner of a shop where Lincoln worked called Denton Offutt reportedly put his gifted employee forward for local bouts as a way of promoting his business. Abraham Lincoln would wrestle. Rumors of the 6'4" grappler's talent spread throughout the nation, and he was soon challenged as a match against Jack Armstrong, the local champion and leader of a local group of bullies. The story goes that Lincoln needed convincing, but eventually agreed to participate under the rules of side holds, where either man could throw his opponent to the ground, and a large crowd gathered in anticipation. During the match, the future U.S. president was enraged by Armstrong's underhand tactics, but held his ground, and Armstrong eventually conceded to the stronger Lincoln and admitted that Lincoln was the best feller.
Oh my gosh! That is
On and
crazy.
on and on and on it goes. He has 300 victories over 12 years and is in the Wrestling Hall of Fame.
300 and good lord,
Told you.
that's awesome.
Abraham Lincoln was that guy.
He
Nobody
was-
nobody knows that. You even had me second guessing if I was telling
I know.
true
I was like,
information.
what? That doesn't sound real. He's a wrestler.
No one ever taught us that in school. How did that?
Why isn't that the first thing they teach you?
'Cause
Like,
that would-
first of all, Abraham Lincoln was a badass wrestler, and then he became president.
He was 300 and 0, guys, like 300 and 0, and he's in the fucking Hall of Fame. It should get mentioned.
That should get mentioned.
Yeah.
What the hell? That's like number one.
And we
That's
get it.
number one. What that is the first thing
That
they should
would
teach
like
people.
a kid like me would have instantly been interested. I'd be like, oh shit, this is cool. Now I want to
Yeah, I'd
learn.
be like, now what else did he do?
He wrestled a bear.
Yeah, he wrestled a bear.
Because
Oh
he
my
he
God.
became such a badass that they ended up he had a wrestling match with a bear.
Because there was nobody.
There's
else.
no other humans to
There was
wrestle.
nobody else.
But he was in a time when the average height was 5'6". He was like 6'4", 225, and he was pulling logs all day and skinning trees down. He was built like a brick shithouse.
Yeah.
We don't know that. We just see him as like the goofy guy with the hat. Like we don't understand that he was a.
4 years, 4 score, and
Yeah.
7 years ago.
There was a real.
I wrestled a bear.
And the reason he could govern like he could govern is because he could kick everyone's ass.
Right, people were scared.
Yeah. But none of that even gets it doesn't even get mentioned. It's pretty cool, like historical fact.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I'm pretty blown away by that.
He's the
We
only.
may rock the internet with that.
Yeah.
We're gonna put that on TikTok.
That's definitely going on there.
Yeah, we got to put that on there.
'Cause
I don't think people know that.
And people and when we put the clip on, there's going to be everybody's going to be in the comments going, "This is bullshit, whatever, it's bullshit."
Bullshit. I looked it up, and he was a vampire hunter. He wasn't a wrestler. That's what they're gonna
To
do.
some degree, the wrestling gave him the notoriety needed to run for president, not him being a lawyer.
Of course, like Ronald Reagan,
Yeah.
the actor.
The actor.
The actor.
Yeah.
He's like, who's president in 1985? Ronald Reagan, the actor.
Yeah.
That's
What are you going
like,
to tell
yeah.
me next?
Yeah. See, what does he say? Jane Wyman is the
Yeah, it's the vice president.
vice president.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that joke is a great joke. Anytime anybody ever says Ronald Reagan,
You're the actor?
we say the actor.
Yeah.
And even Kylie does it too. She did it the other day at work. She works as she's like manages all these young people.
Did anybody even
And
get it?
No, she's like nobody got it.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
they
was
were
going
like-
to say. I managed
it's
a bunch
like,
of
who
young
was-
people too, so I bet nobody would get the reference.
Nobody
if I said
got it. And she was like at work, and they were like, "Well, who was president when you were born?" And they were talking about that. And she goes, "Oh, Ronald Reagan." Like somebody was like, "Ronald Reagan." She goes, "The actor," and they were all like, "Y'all don't get that."
Nobody gets those references. Just like if somebody if I see people start getting like off put by music, like it's too fast or too aggressive, whatever, I'm
Right.
like, well, maybe you guys aren't ready for that, but your folks are gonna love it.
Your folks are
And
gonna love
when
it.
people don't
They
get
don't
that,
get
I'm like, how do you not get that joke?
Have you never watched the greatest movies of all time called Back to the Future? Have you never watched these shows? They're the great. Steven Spielberg, fucking Marty McFly. They're the best shows ever.
It was 40 years ago, so you think about a 20-year-old
40 years ago. It was 40 years ago?
next year.
Good Lord.
Well, next year would have went to so it's 30.
They're
years.
so great. Okay, so everybody that's not watching this, you got to watch those if you've never seen Back to the Future. They're the best.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like I wasn't alive when the Beatles were around,
Yeah.
and I still know all about the Beatles,
Oh,
right?
me too.
And
Yeah.
I didn't.
They're my
I-
favorite. They're probably my favorite.
I
band.
wasn't
My
alive when
favorite
Wizard
band.
of Oz was made, but I've still seen the Wizard of Oz. That's
Right.
kind of how I feel about Back to the Future.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. I think everybody should watch Back to the Future. Those are insanely great movies that are written so well, and they're so.
You had that
so
as your
good.
number one. I think I had it as my number two when we did our
Yeah,
top 5
Back to
movies.
the Future.
Didn't we?
That's
I think-
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like like I said, like me and one of my friends, all we did sometimes would just like we can't talk unless we say something from Back to the Future. 1,
Oh
2, or
yeah.
3.
What?
Like all day long.
What'd you think of Back to the Future 3?
Back to the Future 3 was really good because it was a Western. That was good.
It was a Western.
I didn't really like the
It wasn't-
end
it
where-
wasn't-
No, okay.
It
was
wasn't.
all
It
good
wasn't on the
until-
level of 1 and 2.
No, but well, some people say 2's not the good one, and that 3's a good one. But here's why I don't.
I like
the
2
end of-
way better than 3.
Whoa, I like 2 a lot, but 3 was so good with the old West, man. I really like. Here's why I don't like 3, and this might be why you don't like 3.
I didn't say I don't like it. I'm just saying.
Oh,
like,
I know. I'm just saying, like it gets a little jumping the shark at the end where he's in like the traveling choo-choo train that flies in the air.
Yeah.
That's too much.
That's too much.
much.
Couldn't we just stick with a flying DeLorean that runs off a flex capacitor? Like, for the love of God, let's keep this realistic.
Well, let me just tell you this: like, it comes across the thing, ding, 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 and everybody's looking at the end, and then, and they get flown back, and here comes the train. Well, it can fly anyway. Why did he do that and like blast them out of if the train can fly, why did he come in on the track?
How could that? So what I'm trying to remember all the pieces to 3. He just hooked it up like he did his time machine, like the DeLorean.
No, I'm
with the flux.
I'm talking about the end. He took a train to 2015.
Yeah.
And had the conversion done on a train that was like the flying car conversion, and turned that into the thing. Why do that? Well, okay, you love trains, whatever. You and your kids are named Jules and Vern and all that. That's not great, but the rest of it all handles really good. You don't like Mad Dog Tannen?
Mad Dog Tannen.
I mean, that.
Hey!
Nobody calls me Mad Dog.
Yeah.
What? You know, and it was all that stuff. Like even like the jokes in that were great. It was like he's like, look at them moccasins he's wearing. Nikki, what is that? Some kind of engine name? You know, like they're just like completely like
Nikki,
all those.
Nikki.
He goes, Nikki. What is that? Some kind of engine name?
Yeah.
You know, like with the Jules Verne stuff where he was like, well, I felt like a boy when I read Jules Verne, 20,000 Leagues, and she was like, Jules, you felt like a boy. That was written like last year, like
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of cool jokes that I don't think anybody cares about anymore. I don't think anybody cares.
You don't think people have a good sense of humor anymore?
Not kids. I don't think kids watch that and they don't give a shit. I don't think they give a shit about anything, really.
They might not have 2 hours to give to something like that.
They might not.
I find that, I mean, the more I go on, it's hard for me to devote 2 hours to things like these because I'm like, it's hard for something to keep my attention that long because there's so many other things you can pop around to.
You've got to pick real things that mean something. You don't want to devote 2 hours to some bullshit.
It's got to be sports for me. That's the only thing I can really sit and watch, or
that's
actual
good.
music.
See, but I've always thought that like sports are like okay, I like sports. I mean, but I don't really follow a lot. Like, I'm not like a hardcore sports fan. Mm-hmm. Anything basically that more than 100,000 people like is opiate for the masses anyway. Mm-hmm. Is how I feel. Anything, music, anything, of that, and I just can't get into sports the way people get into sports.
You got to follow you got to get into the storylines behind the sports, and then
it's too much. I tried to get into NASCAR for a while.
When you get it,
like, why do you like this guy? Because why? Because he's a winner, or because he likes Tide? I don't know why I should like any of these people.
Yeah, but you're not. But you're automatically going in from a place of. You're automatically walking into it with a place of non-acceptance. So you're not trying to find a storyline.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Like, I want to be like, oh, well, this guy is Miller Lite. Maybe I like this guy.
You got to find the story. You got to find the story you like, because the story, the
Who
drama
has time for that.
the drama, the coaching.
I got my own story. I want to be the main character.
Yeah,
and I am the main character.
Well, there you
we
go.
all are.
Yeah.
Except for people that we see on the internet that are not main characters, that are NPCs.
Yeah. Well, no, I just enjoy sports, even though I know they're opiate for the masses. It's still enjoyable.
Let's talk about main character stuff for a minute. Okay. So we go to New Orleans last weekend, right? Jordan's going to a Suicide Boys concert, which, okay, they're great. Everybody loves the Suicide Boys that are 19 years old, whatever. Okay, they sound like Bone Thugs and Harmony to me, with terrible bass lines.
Really? Is it a rap group?
It's rap group.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't know.
Were you at the show?
No, we didn't go to the show, but we went to New Orleans. She went to the show. So we show up in New Orleans. We drop her off at her hotel with her friends. I got a place in the French Quarter, a hotel room in the French Quarter. So we go to the French Quarter. Mm-hmm. I drop my car off, get it parked. I walk past the pool, and I'm looking at the pool, and I'm like, I look at Kyle, I'm like, where are all the chicks at? There's just a bunch of dudes that are all like ripped up in the pool, and I was like, where are the girls? Where are the girls at?
Yeah.
We get to the thing, blah blah blah. Well, anyway, it's Decadence. It's the gay.
It's Decadence Fest
in New Orleans.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
So like we end.
You were the main character.
We were staying at. So it was like me and Kylie and 10,000 gay dudes, which is cool because I have like whatever. But like, so anyway, the funny thing is like I'm posting pictures online about like I take a picture and all that, and like my gay friends online are like, "Oh, you're at Decadence. That's great." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's kind of fun." Here's the thing. I met so many cool people and talked to so many people that were so nice and everything, and it was like a completely different experience from the time I ever been in New Orleans. Because when you go to New Orleans, like, and it's not Decadence or there aren't a bunch of gay dudes there, there's a bunch of assholes there.
I've never had that experience. I love New Orleans, man. I think the culture's
great.
No,
I love New Orleans.
It's full of crime and shit, but like
but I'm just saying it was a different. It was a different vibe. There was a bunch of like. I just talked to so many people, and it was so super nice, and had a great time.
Did you get laid?
And it was awesome.
Did you get picked up
by my girlfriend?
Oh, okay. That's okay. It's cool if you did. If it wasn't by her.
Here's the thing, though. Our next door neighbors, we had a little balcony, on Bourbon. Mm-hmm. Our next door neighbors, they said that I was a bear. They said I'm a bear.
You're a bear.
I'm a bear.
Yeah, that's a big dude they want to love on.
I guess that's a big dude they want to. They were like, "Oh, well, you're a bear." And
Do you know what the actual
growl?
That just means a big guy that they find attractive, doesn't it?
I think so. I think a bear is like, a big hairy dude. That's,
Bear and gay slang. Let's see what that means.
Yeah, let's see what that means. But they were calling me a bear. We
I'm
all
gonna say
went out.
it's
We had a great time. It was
A
awesome.
bear is a larger and often hairier man who projects an image of rugged masculinity.
That's me, baby. That's me. They called it right.
Rugged.
No, but
rugged
we had such a great time, and I didn't see anything like crazy obscene or anything like that. The only obscene thing I saw was there were like these people out there on like every corner, on every block. Like there were people out there with like telling all these people they were going to hell and stuff from churches. It was nuts. It was like they got megaphones and yelling at them and stuff, telling them they're all going to hell.
I've ran into tons of those people at all the concerts. I go to
wild.
All the metal shows I've been to in my life. They're always at any good metal show. They're always outside.
Oh, anything that they don't agree with, they're there.
Because you have to think like them, or you're going to hell.
Oh, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like a huge, like, we just like sat there, like watched them screaming at people and like, oh,
should have
joined.
joined.
Like, what the hell is wrong with
you?
these
Should have
people?
been like Ozzy and joined the protest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah.
You know that he walked out. He walked out with a picket sign before they were protesting his show, and he walked out with a picket sign and walked around with them.
There was this really cool, like we went to. I always have to go to Acme Oyster House.
Oh, I love it. Love Acme.
The oysters are great.
Shout out Acme Oyster House. It's so good.
So we're standing in line because there's always a line, and this homeless guy with his dog walks through the street right in front of the door, and the dog decides right then and there it's time to take a shit.
Yeah.
So the dog's taking a shit, and everybody in line's like, "Oh man, get your dog!" And blah blah blah. And like some people were like being like assholes.
Well,
and,
yeah, the dog's shitting right in front of the restaurant.
Yeah, right in front of the restaurant,
Figure it out, bro.
So
did he clean it up at least?
He did clean it up, but here's what happened. So while he's getting stuff to clean it up with, here comes this like Japanese lady down the road with pulling her luggage on wheels, and we're all standing there, and I see that I'm like, she's going through the shit with her luggage, like she's gonna go right through it. And I think I made this happen with my mind because I looked at her and I looked at the shit and I was like, that would be hilarious. I said, that'd be hilarious if she's like 10 feet away from the shit at this point. Yeah. And I go, this would be hilarious if she just like doesn't see the shit and just rolls right through it. And she rolled right through it.
Stepped in it, rolled her bag.
Rolled her bag right through it.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I just made that happen with my mind. I feel bad with these powers that I've got.
Yeah.
These powers that I have. It's
pretty
terrible.
Intense.
And she came over and some lady was like, you just rolled your bag and your foot through some shit. And like the guy like walked over right after that, like
cleaned it up with a big suitcase roll right through the turd.
Oh my god, it was so funny. So then like people are coming down the street, and at that moment, I mean, he cleaned it up, but it wasn't great.
Yeah.
And everybody's just kind of like, every time somebody's coming down the street, it was like a game while we're waiting. And everybody's like, oh, yeah. Oh, he missed it. Oh, dang it. He missed the shit. But it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
Hey, what was the Mandela effect you were talking about before we jumped on air? You were talking about something, and I was like, oh, save it for the air. And that was like an hour ago.
I forgot.
Now I forgot.
I probably forgot.
You said it's a new Mandela effect involving...
Oh man, no, I can't even remember. I don't even know. What was it?
Well, that's what I was asking you, sir.
Well, I forgot. I should have wrote it down. Son of a bitch. I should have wrote it down.
It wasn't any of the ones that we all know about.
No.
It was a new one.
It was new.
New information.
I'll think about it here in a minute.
Yeah, if it pops in your head, I was interested to hear
about it.
I was interested to hear about it, and then now I forgot.
Have you seen all this like anti-Elon Musk stuff?
Yeah.
Why? So they're like, everybody's like, I even saw like they're selling bumper stickers that say, "Sorry, I bought this before Elon Musk turned into until he went crazy."
Because the far left is going to hate Elon because now he's kind of moving. He's kind of right.
He's kind of right.
He's on the right.
And then I saw like a thing where it was
he's
like
not even
Elon Musk's daughter or son or whoever is. it said something about them being like transgender, and then he was like against or whatever. There's just like all I see when I turn on the news on this thing that I watch, that I get these news things on. All it does is like talk about how Elon Musk is like
the devil.
The devil. Now.
Yeah.
And it's just
you know how it is. Look, man, it's like politics is so polarizing to people that we've gotten to a place where like if you've got any kind of influence and you say anything that the vocal minority doesn't agree with, they just want to. You're just the worst. Like I don't agree with everything Elon does, and it's just like Rogan's been pretty down the middle. Now now it's like they want to paint Rogan far right. You know, it's just because he has an opinion that they don't think he should have, or that that thing that Elon's saying might line up with something that Trump's saying. Therefore, I hate that guy. It's just It's kind of bizarre.
It is kind of bizarre. And now people are like the bumper stickers.
Can't you just say like, hey, yeah, I don't agree with Elon's take on this,
but I like the car.
I like the car, and I like some other things he's doing. I don't. You know, this particular thing. You shouldn't agree with everything anyone says. You're a fool. You're a fool if you do.
If you're completely agreeing with anything everyone says, and
then we could march you right into a concentration camp. You are brain dead.
Idiot.
Yeah.
You are completely brainwashed. You should not agree with everything anyone says.
So
except for Joe Rogan.
And Elon's just even Joe, who I think the reason I like Rogan because I think he takes his time when he doesn't understand information. He says, "Hey, I don't understand that. Can you explain?
Exactly.
Give me a little more context." And then when they give him a little more context, he's like, but have you thought about this? And they're like, if they can explain it in a good way, he'll go, that makes sense. If they explain it in a bad way, he'll go, no, that's bullshit. That's not right.
I mean, he's pretty much even. He's the most even keel person I think I've ever heard.
Yeah,
that's of that.
That's how I try to approach situations. Is be like, let me get the information.
It's really hard to approach things like that, though, isn't it?
It is. I mean, it takes discipline.
It takes a lot of discipline to like.
It takes really telling your mind, like killing your ego and telling your mind, like, well, maybe I don't know, and maybe this is a different perspective, and maybe that perspective makes sense, and it's even possible. Nobody on the internet will believe this. It's even possible to receive new information and change your mind.
Exactly.
Wild as that sounds,
all right,
you can do it.
You could do it.
Yeah.
I've had my mind changed. You changed my mind in that last one. The last thing we talked about, I was like, oh, he's not. Okay, so he's doing shit like with Joe Biden's son. But like he's doing illegal. No, it's not illegal shit. He's just doing shitty shit.
Yeah.
So he's just shitty.
Yeah.
But he's the guy you'd want to go to like Vegas with because he's partying.
Right, because but somebody on the right would perceive that as me saying, well, so you're saying you agree with what how can you agree? I was like, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying there's no case for illegality.
Right.
Selling art for $500,000 that's not worth $500,000 that's clearly money for something else is not illegal.
It's just a great hustle.
It's just, it's probably something shady behind it, but
but
you gotta find the something shady.
You gotta prove it.
And prove it. And I'm like, that's how our system works. And what's so wonderful is you should want our system to work that way.
Yes.
You should have to be able to prove someone.
Anybody that can take advantage of a system to make a bunch of money, they're gonna do it. What are they not gonna do it?
I don't do it. You don't do it. That's not true.
I don't have those kind of.
But
I would do it in a heartbeat if I had those kind of ties.
I can look you in the eyes and say if it was something that would totally jeopardize my integrity, I would not do it.
Really?
100%.
The integrity of me? Nobody knows me.
It doesn't matter.
I don't give a shit about my integrity.
You do. You should.
Oh well, I do. I guess.
Do?
Explain to me what you mean.
I mean, you've got to look at yourself in the mirror and deal with yourself. But
if I made some art and somebody wanted to buy it for $500,000,
and that person was, let's say, a communist dictator who was going to use that money to further fund communism against the United States or something. Let's say that's the scenario. Let's say the scenario is they're going to use the money that they're giving you or use the information you're giving them to plot a coup against the country you live in or against your fellow brothers that you share a country with. Let's say that's the situation and that's the integrity we're dealing with.
Are they going to tell me that that's what they're doing with the money?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then no.
Well, you'll know going in that this ain't good. If I'm dealing with like a Russian oligarch who's willing to pay me $7 million for 9 paintings, if I give them these secrets, right? You know.
I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying, look, these people, they.
Well, that's what you're saying. You're saying no. You were saying anybody would do that, and I'm saying I hope not, because if then we've jumped the shark as a society, because I wouldn't.
Well, I don't think I would either.
Well, there you go.
I wouldn't either. But
so anyone wouldn't.
It's so weird that but you don't have those opportunities, so you can't say it.
I can.
It might make you.
I'm not
super wealthy.
I'm not
you
that.
Do whatever you want.
I know at some point you got to live with everything you did, and you got to know.
True that.
Now I'm not saying I wouldn't bend the rules or that I'm perfect. If somebody's like, oh hey, we'll give you $7 million, but you've got to tell a lie to your mom. Okay, I'll make this work, right? But if they said you're gonna have to kill 3 babies, I would say no. I'm not. I can't make that work, because that's what I mean about levels.
You can keep talking about something or not. I can cut it out.
Yeah, we can go ahead and you gonna cut it and piece it together?
Yeah.
Or I'll just wait till you get back. You'll be back. Mike will be back in just a second. We can continue this conversation. I think the levels of things that I'm willing to do for, let's make the number. We can. This will be a great topic. Let's make the number $5 million. Right? How far would you be willing to go for $5 million? I'd be willing to go pretty far, but there's a line that I wouldn't cross. Certainly a line on my own integrity that I wouldn't cross. That anything that I'd have to live with forever that I feel like would cause me constant sorrow, grief, and agony every time I thought about it. I don't think I would. I know I wouldn't do that for $5 million. If it's something that's like, well, that may not look great if it got on the evening news. Obviously, most people would probably do that. There's things you're willing to bend a little bit for the right amount of money, but you're not willing to just commit straight up total fraud for $5 million, right? There's levels to what you're saying. When you say anybody would do that, I think that's just a misnomer we have about. I don't think anybody would.
Okay, let me just say this. Okay, if it's gonna harm people, and I don't care if it's people in America, people in
you don't want to harm people
because
you're a good person.
I want to go through life and
not harming people.
My whole thing about life is go through life and don't harm anyone.
Harm no one.
Harm no one. Like you just live your life and don't encroach on anybody's. Like, their how they want to live.
Let
and
them
how
live.
They want to
Yeah.
do. Live and let live. I mean,
that's right.
Live and let die. You know what I mean? And if it was like, hey, Mike, here's $5 million, but you get this $5 million, but it's gonna make these people that live over here, it's gonna make their lives terrible. And I was like, no, fuck that. I'm not gonna do that.
Correct, but there are some people that would.
There are some,
and those are the people that have power, and that's
scary.
And
those are the people that are in power.
They have power and are in power and will stay in power because they're willing to do anything for power. I'm obviously not willing to do anything for power or money, or I'd have more of both. Right?
I'm very happy with not having any money and being in a situation where I'm just fine. And I'm probably better off than most as far as I can do what I want to do. As far as I'm not riding around in a Corvette or anything,
but you can do what you want to do.
But I can do what I want to do, and it's a lot of budgeting involved in that.
Mine too, but you have peace of mind. I can lay my. I know I sleep like a baby at night because I got nothing to hide from.
Yep, I'm not hiding like a baby.
I ain't looking for no one looking for me. Right?
Mm-hmm. That's how it is.
I don't create problems. I try to stay away from problems. I hate drama. I try to stay away from drama.
I hate drama.
People just talking about drama around me, unless it's fun drama, like sports drama, or a story about a friend that's I'm not involved, but it's an interesting story. Okay, I'm interested in that, but I do not want to entertain drama. It takes up so much energy.
Drama's entertaining when it has to do with people that you don't know, like celebrities that are in the public eye or whatever.
Yeah,
it's they signed up for that.
They're creating all this havoc they're living in. So we're gonna enjoy the shit show,
right?
But you wouldn't want to create that for anyone else. You'd want people to have good, positive vibes. You want to put good, positive things into the universe.
Of course.
So you can't.
That's what we're doing with the podcast.
So your soul's a little bit for sale, like everyone's, like $5 million. You would go. I think you would be like me. There's a line you'd go up to, and then there's a line you wouldn't cross. And some people, the line is way further down the road than where I'd like it to be.
The line is the line for me is like what I said. It's just I don't want to harm anybody.
I don't want to harm. Now I don't want to harm. But so for $5 million, $5 million, would you would you walk into Walmart and punch someone in the face?
No.
I would do that.
Really?
For $5 million?
I couldn't punch anybody in the face.
For $5 now, but I wouldn't shoot someone or stab someone. I wouldn't do it.
Punch somebody in the face for
$5
$5
million? Just a punch in the face?
Really?
If you punched me, if it was me you punched in the face and knocked me out and my teeth were out.
I don't think I could punch you in
But
the
the
face.
next
for
day,
$5 million.
if I woke up, you're like, Ray, they gave me you called me and said they gave me $5 million to hit you.
No, I wouldn't do it. I
I'm
wouldn't do
giving
it.
you 500,000. I'd be good with it.
I wouldn't do it.
So your line's even closer than mine.
Yeah.
I'm willing to go.
You'd punch me in the face for $5 million?
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
I would. I would hope you would do it.
Well, we almost made it to 50. We almost made it to 50 shows.
I would want you to do it to me now.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying, like, for real, like, okay, let me think.
If you really had the five, I mean, you really got the. Of course, I would
Here's
punch somebody in the
$5
face.
million.
Because I know you're not gonna kill them.
I don't really like violence that much.
I don't have to like it. You're getting $5 million.
Okay, you're going into Walmart.
Just punch a stranger.
Punch a stranger. Now, who are you picking?
Doesn't matter. They don't. They
No.
They can pick.
No, you pick. Who are you get to pick? Who are you picking?
Oh, if I pick, I'd pick
like a big guy.
I'd pick a dude in his 20s or 30s that could take a punch.
Yeah, could take a punch.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking a haymaker.
And then I would.
Like, is it a haymaker?
I don't know. Whatever the rules are.
Haymaker.
Whatever the rules are. It's $5 million. You got to crow hop him and smoke him in the jaw, or you don't get the money. I'd do that. If you just got to give him a little jab and you get the $5 million, I'd do that. I try to get off as light as possible.
What if it was punch a baby in the face for $5 million?
But you might kill a baby.
Well, it's $5 million, right?
But not stop.
You might kill somebody punching them in the face.
No, you wouldn't kill a 30-year-old man. I'd make sure I hit him like right around here.
Yeah.
No temple shot.
No, you punch a baby for $5 million.
I don't think I'd punch a baby. I wouldn't punch a baby.
I definitely wouldn't.
That's like I wouldn't murder.
Oh, I'd be like, oh God, I could. It's $5 million. No, I can't do it.
Now I wouldn't shoot you. I wouldn't shoot you in the heart, but I might shoot you in the leg.
Oh God, that hurts.
When you shot me in the leg, I'd be like, oh my God, Mike just shot me in the leg. But if you told me like I'm getting $5 million, you're getting some of it.
You get $1 million.
You get $1 million.
Let me give
like,
you $1 million.
Oh, it's feeling better. Oh, the burn.
What if you couldn't walk ever again?
You know? I walked a long time.
Well, you did it. You did walking. It's fine. I did that for a while.
Super walker.
No, I don't care.
So like I would.
No,
like
I'm not about money. I'm really not about
money.
money.
But that's a lot. That's why I made the number so much money that you can't help but notice it. $5 million or 10, like it's so much you can't.
Well, now think about this.
You see it.
Now think about what people do for $50 million. Yeah. Like I mean, they people buy and sell companies and put 200,000 people out of business for $50 million.
Not their problem.
They don't give a fuck about that.
Fuck them people.
Fuck them. That's money in my pocket, bro. Would deal. I do that? Would you do that?
I mean, if I felt like, people, look, somebody else is going to do that, right? If I had the opportunity to like acquire a business and part of that
liquidate it,
and part of that acquisition meant, I mean, I would want to take care of everybody I could take care of, but like, I mean, I can't say that I wouldn't do that for $50 million. Like, it's not like no one's going to die. You're going to be fucking poor.
You just have to run and get more jobs.
Okay. Like, worse shit happens to people. I'm going to get $50 million. That's a hard decision to make. I mean, yeah, I'd probably
tough.
do it. I'd probably do it.
You know what?
Because all those people would do it to me.
Nobody knows what they would do.
I feel like I do.
I feel like nobody knows what they would do until they were in those situations.
Till it's really in front of you.
Yeah, until you're there. It's kind of almost like
some people
it's almost like fight or flight.
Some people like be hitmen for $10,000. Like that's crazy.
That's not enough money.
There's no enough money to murder somebody unless you were like, oh, you get to kill pedophiles and be like, oh, I'll do that for $10.
That's different.
Yeah, that's fun.
But like if they show me this picture and this guy and it's just it's like
this segment's gonna get us so banned.
I know. It's
straight talking.
Nobody watches this shit.
We're talking about murder for hire and how much we need to commit murder for hire. Which my price is no amount of money. Ray Creasy. No amount of money, murder for hire, but I would punch a dude in Walmart. There we clear.
He's gonna punch a dude in Walmart for $5 million, which seems like a lot. I think the guy that approaches you to punch people at Walmart's like more like $3 or $5 grand. I think that's what that is.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it for that.
Yeah, I wouldn't
That's
do for that either.
that-
That's
I'm not-
just nuts.
Yeah, because
That's just that's like what how much, I don't know, like how much does a DUI cost you? That's not even enough for that.
Like
So,
20
I mean,
grand,
whatever,
10, 15 grand
You
probably.
just blew 20 grand. You know.
yeah. No, $5,000. I wouldn't just punch a stranger in Walmart. Now, see if you said I had to punch a woman in Walmart. Now that makes it. Now you got to drive the. I don't know if that makes it even harder on the
That's
conscience. That's even more on the con. You know, you're like, if you could just do that for $5 million.
These are all great. Like if we were billionaires, we'd be like, hey man, how much would you punch a lady in Walmart for? Sir, excuse me, sir. Come here for a second. My name is Mike Hinkle. I'm a billionaire, and I'm gonna write you a check for $10,000 if you punch this lady right now in Walmart that's walking through the door with her kids. It's like, what would people do?
Don't be giving people ideas. We're gonna be like we're gonna spur an internet fad. Old ladies getting punched in Walmart.
First people that ever thought about this shit.
No.
There's no way. It was like, but we're like, if you were, it's they treat Elon Musk like he's that guy. It's like, hey, my name's Elon Musk. I'm a billionaire. I want you to walk into this office building right here, and I want you to punch the guy, the receptionist in the face.
And do it for free because you worship me.
I'll give you 10 grand.
Do it for free because you love me because I'm Elon, your God.
I don't know. Elon's getting a bad rep. Anyway, off of that to right into AMC's a piece of shit.
AMC's a turd. It's a turd. Have you heard?
Oh my-
AMC's a juicy fat turd.
I think they got us. I think they got everybody.
They fucked us with a hot iron mic.
And I think that like Adam Aaron and everybody was in on it.
Adam Aaron can eat a bag of dicks. You could put that on the internet. Adam Aaron can eat a satchel full of nuts and cocks.
I just think that they manipulated this thing so bad, and then like all of the like the 10-to-1 split.
10-to-1, and then it's worse than it's lower now than it was when we had 10 more shares.
I'm in it.
I'm barely in it. I thank God I only had like 25 shares, and then when they
more
split
than
it,
that.
I went down to 2.5.
I got more than that, but the thing is like I'm just like I hope AMC goes.
But let me be clear. I've only got 2.5 shares now, or whatever it was. It was 25, and didn't they cut it in 10? Yeah, so I have 2.5 shares, I think, or you got 10 more shares.
You got a couple of shares from like
I think I've got like 4 or 5, so like $40 worth. But I liquidated thousands of dollars in this losing my dick on this fucking bullshit.
I made a bunch of money off of it.
I made some money early on. I should have made like 30 grand and took it when the
I should have made
hot.
40 grand when the iron was hot, but I made money. And then
I didn't overall make money because the last 2 years it got so stupid.
I'm not sure if I've overall made money. I have to look at it, but I did make money enough to like do some things.
And now I'm just gonna keep these little couple shares forever.
See what happens.
Well, I
hope
care.
they go out of. I hope they go out of business.
I hope
they go out of
bankrupt
business.
you.
I hope Adam Aaron has to go, even though he's a multi-millionaire. He's gonna have to go get another job somewhere because he fucked everybody.
I hope he has to sell popsicles on the Bourbon Street.
He won't because he's a millionaire.
I know.
Who cares? He was in on this from day one. He probably has a fat job waiting for him after BlackRock.
He's already got a fat job.
Pushes all this stuff down and they go out of business.
Well, how much? Here's the deal. It has to go. Well, let's on a serious note. AMC has to go bankrupt for them to win. Mm-hmm. It has to go bankrupt for them to
under
win.
$1.
Under $1.
And then it has how long is something under $1 until it is off of the market?
Not a few days or weeks, right?
I don't know. I have no idea. But you can't be under $1 for a while.
If it goes bankrupt, if they go bankrupt or they go out of business, it just goes to zero. The company defaults. The shorts make billions of dollars. The shorts rack of it all up.
They made it.
But aren't they paying like 900% still to borrow?
Yeah, of course.
Why would they keep borrowing? They just don't care.
They just don't care.
They have infinity money.
It's an ego thing, I think. Now, at this point.
I also think they're so smart. They're making, let's say on a daily basis, they're making $10 million this way and losing $8 million on the AMC deal.
It's probably more than that.
I'm just giving a number, but they're still making $2 or $3 million or $20 or $30 million a day. They're still net, and then they just when they know it's going to go down, they short it from that price, make money there to cover up their debt payments.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They're
and then
way
when they know
over on
when they know it's going to go up, they put in calls and they make a shitload of money on that for 3 days. Then they flip it again and put it on puts and they make money on that for a few days. And So then they're not worried about the 900% interest because they're like, well, we'll just manipulate all these other things to make enough money.
Right.
Fucking
They got
sons of...
they got so many irons in the fire, as you would say, that it doesn't matter. Like it becomes an ego thing for them, and they'll just play it out to the end. And they are pushing it down hard. I've never seen it so aggressively pushed down.
I mean, either ever, and we all knew in our deepest. We all knew at our core that this is what was going to happen. I always kind of...
Well, if me and you knew about it,
Yeah.
then it was ridiculous because
Yeah.
we're not supposed to know about these things.
Yeah, by the time it's news,
It's over.
it's over.
It's over.
Yeah. The time to get on something is before everyone knows about it.
Right.
And we were early in. We were early adopters. I mean, we
were in
we
early.
caught the wave to 72.
No, I caught the wave up there.
But we
and
didn't say you sold.
I
Didn't
sold
you?
some.
Yeah.
I sold some. I made my money.
I sold enough for a down
been-
payment on a motorcycle.
Look, I've been playing with the house's money ever since. Next episode is
50.
and we're gonna do so. We have to do something. We're gonna do something funny. What do you want to do?
I don't know.
You gonna dress up like something?
You dress up like a 5. I'll dress up like a 0.
Yeah, dress up like a. That'd be funny.
I'll wear that Smashing Pumpkin shirt that just says
0.
Yeah.
I've got that shirt, by the way.
You can wear that. I'll get a shirt that says a 5. I'll wear
5.
a jersey with a 5.
Yeah, or we could dress up. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll figure it out. Probably just do a regular podcast. Who knows?
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Peace out. That had to be a good. Do I need to hit stop?
Yeah, stop that.